Welcome to the next workshop. This workshop is all about tools, how to generate creative ideas, and also how to present them to a team and give feedback in a team. So this workshop is going to be structured in 3 parts. The first one is we're going to find out what is an idea, how do I find an idea, and also how do I talk about an idea. The second part is to develop your project idea, and the third part is how to talk about an idea in a team and how to critique it best. So, what is an idea? Usually we talk about ideas when we talk about your thoughts or some new concepts that came to your mind. It's always about something new. So it's like something new is on the horizon, you want to present something new. And how do you do that? How do you best present something new to an audience, to your teammates, to the people you're working with, to your mentor, etc. So here I want to give you a few tips. The first thing is keep your idea separate from how you will execute your idea. Your idea is the one thing, and that's what you're going to present now, and not how you're going to work on this idea, how this idea is going to influence other people, and so on. Just present the one idea. And a good way of figuring out what exactly your idea is, or also just being a bit more precise with it, is to write a log line. So try to write or explain your idea in 25 words or less. If you can do that, you have already quite a clear, thought out idea. Don't think too much about yourself when you think about the idea. Try not to get in the way of the idea. Think about ideas as something that comes to you, and if you don't hold on to it, it's like a butterfly, it might just go to the next person. So it's not about you, it's about the idea. And that's sometimes really good when you talk about it and present it, to not get shy about it. It has nothing to do with you in a way. You could also try to use the idea of an elevator pitch. So think about you meet somebody really important, maybe like a studio boss, in an elevator, and you have 15 seconds to present the idea. What are you going to say? All of these tools can be really helpful to find ways. If you have an idea, you have a good video idea that you want to work on, how can I refine it, and how can I just talk about it better? How can I present it better? But maybe you actually don't really have an idea yet. Maybe you're not there yet. Or maybe you came to Riff for Future with a perfect idea. You know exactly what video you want to make. Wherever you're at, don't worry, because we're going to give you a few tools to think about your own creative process a little bit more. Don't worry too much about if you have amazing ideas or thoughts, or if something will come to you or not. The main important thing is that you're just trying to be creative every day. And this is also the most difficult thing for everybody who's creative, to figure out time in their day when to be creative, and also to figure out what's the perfect space for you to be creative in. For some people it can be early in the morning, for some people it can be late at night. Some people need to have their own room to be creative. Some people like to sit in a coffee house and write down their script ideas. Some people love to watch people, and through that they get ideas. Some people, I read that John Steinbeck, for example, had to always sharpen 12 pencils before he could write, for example. There are a lot of different ways, and a lot of crazy ideas maybe you think of that make you most creative and inspire you. Finding that is going to be your golden ticket to staying creative and doing something creative every day. So with that, I want to lead you also to our first exercise that we're going to do in this segment, and that is that I want you to write down a list of 10 things that inspire you, or 10 ways how you can stay inspired. So take down a piece of paper and like put down 10 numbers and think about 10 things that really help you be creative. So it can be getting up early. It can be staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning. It can be watching like tons of trailers and then writing something out of that. It can be a lot of things, but listening to music. Just write down 10 things that inspire you and that always get you in a creative mode. I will give you a little bit of time to do that, and then I will see you right back here. So now we have explored what an idea is, how you can best present an idea to other people, and also how to best create an environment that inspires you and that helps you stay creative. The best way to stay creative is also to think about it more like in a way that children play. Don't think to try too much to do something that's perfect. Just think more about just doing something, messing it up, throwing it away, doing something new. It's not that easy to get into this state when you're not that young anymore. So sometimes it's best just to write down everything. If you have no idea what your video is going to be about, don't worry at all. Just take notes. Everything that you see that kind of fancies your interest, take a note. If you listen somewhere to like a conversation that's interesting, take a note. Anything. It doesn't have to be connected to your final idea at all. Just like write down during a day, like take one day, write down everything that inspires you. Just make a list. You will maybe come up with a lot of things that you will see will actually fit your video pretty well. If you still don't really know what you want to do, maybe you can also think about making the worst video about sustainability that you can possibly think about. Or just in general, making the worst product. Maybe by making the worst and like writing down like a screenplay for the worst, what would be the most horrible thing to do? You will find the fun in it again, and you will get some other ideas as well. But it will be a fun process, and that's one of the most important things that matter. Another thing that's also really important is maybe not to think about this perfect video I'm going to make or anything. Think about it like that you're making a little gift that you want to share with other people. And maybe not with like other people as a big group of people. Think about one particular person that you want to share it with, that is important to you, and you want to show this video with too. So if you manage to reach this one person with your video, you will most likely, or most definitely actually, probably reach a few other people as well. So there's no problem in just aiming at one person. So we have been thinking a little bit about what keeps you inspired, how you create a creative space where you can work best, and also who you want to aim this video at. Who do you want to make this video for? And with that, I want to introduce to you also the next little exercise I want to do with you. I want to ask you about 10 artists, and maybe more specifically movie makers or movies that inspire you. Because sometimes the best art, or like the best way to generate art, is also to think about people that you can steal from. There is like, everybody gets inspired by somebody else. It's very difficult to reproduce a painting or like a film or anything like one-on-one. But you could think about different aspects of a movie that you want to steal, that you want to be inspired from, and that you want to recreate maybe in your video. So write down a list of your 10 favorite movies that you think you could use for this video that you want to make and that you want to steal from, or your 10 favorite filmmakers in a way that you think you could steal something from, and be more precise what exactly. Because this will also lead you to your next step, and it will help you be more precise of what actually you want to achieve with this video and what you want to focus on in this video, and how you want to sharpen your own skills through Riff for Future, and how you want to use the mentorship and the guidance that we offer. So take down a piece of paper, write down a list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again, and write down those 10 people or movies. And I will see you right back. Welcome back. In this last part of this lecture, I want to talk a little bit about how to best critique your ideas in a team. So far we have been looking at what is an idea and how you're best presenting ideas to others, and how you get into your own creative zone, what keeps you creative, and what filmmakers and artists inspire you, and which techniques or ideas you might want to get inspired from for your own project. Now that you have all of that, you're gonna be presenting your ideas also with your team and with the mentor, and you're also going to talk about other people's ideas. So I just want to talk a little bit about how to do this best. When you're critiquing somebody else's ideas, try not to say, I didn't like this or I didn't like that, but think a little bit more about what you would like to hear in the other person's shoes, how you could give create like feedback that is constructive and that is actually helpful, that will not make the other person just shut down and be like, okay, I'm not listening to you anymore. So think rather to see how this idea, what made you feel, but also what stuck in your mind. Like, what was the first thing that you noticed about the idea, how you saw it. Like, to retell is always a good thing. Like, what did you hear, and what exactly do you think it is about? Like, just exactly what you heard. And which ideas really stuck with you and inspired you. You can, for example, say, the first thing I noticed was, or this struck out for me especially, and see what in this video idea actually made an impression on you, because it's going to help the filmmaker to see how other people conceive the idea and help him or her to just refine it a little bit and be more precise about what they actually want to say. So to practice this feedback, I want to just finish this little lecture on creative tools with one last exercise that you don't need to share with me or with anybody, but I just want you to do it to practice a little bit your skills on critiquing. So I want to ask you to watch 2 or 3 trailers in the next few days, anything that you like, maybe something new, maybe something old, and just critique it in your head, but don't make your first thought be I don't like it, or I didn't like this, I didn't like that, but think about, okay, what struck you as interesting the most, what stood out for you, what did you first notice, what you thought was the best part of it, what do you think this movie is going to be about. So enjoy the day, watch a few trailers, and I will see you online all throughout Riff for Future on a different social media challenges, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program and the next workshop by Vigdis tomorrow on sustainability. Have a great Riff for Future. See you.